Praise be to Jesus. Hello, everyone. Charles with you here again, and we have another Catholic news brief for you. The Polish Archbishop tasked with overseeing Bosnia Herzegovina's Medjugorje Shrine has outlined plans for expansion, including more masses in different languages and facilities for young pilgrims who flock to the site of the alleged Marian apparitions. Medjugorje represents Europe's spiritual lungs, a place where millions discover God and the beauties of the Church, said Archbishop Henryk Hasser, retired Archbishop of Warsaw, Praga. Both a best selling papal biographer and a group of young priests have expressed their fears for the Synod on Youth after reading its working document. George Weigel, the biographer of Pope St. John II, wrote in the Denver Catholic that the Instrumentum Laboris, or working document, for October's 15th Ordinary General Assembly of the Synod of Bishops is not a good basis for the members' discussion. The IL, Instrumentum Laboris, is a 30,000 plus word brick, Weigel stated, a bloated, tedious doorstop full of sociolege, but woefully lacking in spiritual or theological insight. Moreover, and more sadly, he added, the IL has little to say about the faith except to hint on numerous occasions that its authors are somewhat embarrassed by Catholic teaching, and not because that teaching has been betrayed by churchmen of various ranks, but because that teaching challenges the world's smug sureties about and its fanatical commitment to the sexual revolution in all its expressions. The working document also mentioned LGBT youth, the first time the loaded phrase has ever appeared in a Vatican document. In an open letter addressed to the members of the Synod and published in First Things, 8 young Catholic priests remarked that the working document fails to counter sexual immorality. The Synod's Instrumentum Laboris, working document, concedes too much to the sexual revolution, which has caused such great harm to young people, they wrote. Well, yeah, we're going to see more and more of this, because the Pope stacks the deck, so to speak, with the people that he wants to run these synods, and they're going to push his agenda forward. And little by little, he's dismantling the deposit of faith that we've had for 2,000 years, brick by brick. And it's all, it's all a very sad thing to sit here and watch. And, I guess all we can do is pray and sacrifice. Lawyers and advocates for victims of clergy sex abuse are assailing as inadequate some new steps announced by U.S. Catholic bishops to curtail the abuse scandals that have deeply shaken the church this year. The initiatives announced Wednesday include developing a code of conduct for bishops regarding sexual abuse and harassment, and establishing a confidential hotline to be run by a third party to receive complaints of sexual misconduct by bishops and relay such complaints to appropriate church and civil authorities. Critics called on the bishops to go further by allowing outside investigators full access to church sex abuse records, and by supporting changes to statute of limitation laws so that more cases of long ago sex abuse could be addressed in court. Until they allow professional investigators inside the secret archives, there will be no real transparency, said Jeff Anderson, a Minnesota lawyer who has handled many sex abuse lawsuits. They are incapable of handling this internally. Marcy Hamilton, a University of Pennsylvania professor who has studied sex abuse statute of limitations, depicted the bishop's statements as little more than words while they lobby against justice for the victims. Until the bishops support major statute of limitation reform, she said Thursday, they are enemies of the victims and the public seeking to know the actual risk posed by their policies. A Dutch bishop is refusing to take part in the Synod on Young People, the Faith and Vocational Discernment scheduled for October 3rd through the 28th in Rome. Bishop Robertus Mussaerts, auxiliary of the Southern Dutch Diocese of Hertogenbosch, has notified Pope Francis in an open letter that he will not be attending the Synod in light of the crisis of clerical sex abuse and cover-up. The release of the letter of Archbishop Vigano has opened the eyes of many, Bishop Mussaerts told the pontiff. It appears that the crimes of Theodore McCarrick and the double life he led for many years were made possible because of the cover-up by several high prelates in the United States of America as well as in Rome. And those are your Catholic news briefs for now, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.